Right, number 78. If Kathy is a gambler, then she lives in Marine. Alright, so Kathy is a gambler. We'll call that P. Then she lives in Marine. Q. Kathy lives in Marine. Q. And, sorry, that's not an and, that's an or. And she loves horses. We'll call that R. Therefore, if Kathy does not love horses, she is not a gambler. So if she does not love horses, that's not R. She is not a gambler. Alright, not P. Alright, now the way we're going to have to do this is here's the therefore. We'll have to see how this works out because there's a conditional that comes after the therefore. So if Kathy is a gambler, she lives in Marine. It's an if-then statement, so conditional. And we know Kathy lives in Marine and she loves horses. Alright? Alright. Therefore, so all of that stuff right there is going to be on the left-hand side of our last conditional. Therefore, if Kathy does not love horses, then she is not a gambler. So not R, then not P. Alright, that's our statement that we need to test. So let's create a truth table for that. Alright, so here's our truth table with all the things we're going to need to get this completed. So the first thing we need to know is P then Q. So remember, this is true everywhere except we have true and false. True then false. Right, there's one and there's another one. So true then false happens right there. Alright, Q and R both have to be true for it to be true. So this is going to be mostly false. Unless you can find, and there should be two truths. Two sets of two truths, I should say. Alright, and now we're going to do and for these two things, right? P then Q and Q and R. Alright, so we're looking for two truths on the rows we just wrote. So there's two truths. In fact, let's just go find our two truths so we can get those out of the way, and we know everything else will be false. Alright, so now we're going to do not R. So not R is going to go false, true, the whole way down. Right, and then not P is going to go false, false, false. Right. So that's not P. Now again, we're doing a conditional here, not R then not P. So we're looking for true, false. True, false is going to be false. True, false, that's false. Alright, and so the rest of these are all going to be true. Just remember, for conditionals, true, false is the thing that we look for. And now we're on to the final step, which is we're going to take, just go back and focus, and I'm going to use a different color here. This column is the first thing. We can compare this as a conditional, and that's the antecedent, and here's the consequent that we're going to compare. We're going to start looking for true falses, because if we can find a single true false in there, this thing is going to be invalidated. True, true, false, 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 true, false, false. There's a true, true. In fact, if you look right here, the only rows you really need to look at are the rows where the antecedent is true. It's true there, and it's true there, and the results on the other side are all true. Therefore, this thing is true the whole way down. All these are going to be true. Therefore, that is what we call, again, a tautology. So that no matter what P, Q, and R are is true and false, this thing is always true. So therefore, this is a valid argument. Alright? And so again, be ready for one like this on the test. 77 and 78 are both good practice for the test because it will be 3 statements with 8 rows on the test.